So this is one of those quick videos I just have to make because today I didn't actually feel like making a video. So, but basically, from the title, you would probably have an idea of what I'm saying. So, most times navigating through dating is always um, an uphill battle because of the fact that most times, understanding female nature can always be mysterious to men in general. So, and it's something that, it's quite intriguing and something that can actually pull your interest. So, because like I have a lot of struggles, but there's this particular one that that I noticed, and I have started easing into it in the sense that there is no more tension unlike before. Things I'm beginning to understand myself more and know how to calibrate my emotions when it comes to when I'm in a dating scenario or in a scene where I'm with a woman. So it's always like the first instance you meet a woman, and there's this, for me it's always like this vibe, this chasing vibe, because I've always known, I know that you don't have to chase a woman, like you don't have to give that energy, like you are into her, you don't show too much interest, let me put it that way. You don't show too much interest, and which is always like a red flag or a turn off for women, mostly when the guy is so bubbly and his energy is just trying to be like he wants to impress the woman and all that, and he's showing a lot of interest. So that's one thing I noticed. For me, it's one of those things that I'm always like overly excited when I see a lady and all that. So but you know over time I notice it, and I have started realizing that when I see it's becoming too overwhelming, I turn it down. I think that's one of the um, keys to actually succeeding in anything in life. Just identifying the problem and knowing there's a problem, and as well be conscious that it's happening. And it's easier to solve that problem than you don't even have an idea there's even a problem in the first place. So because something happened today, I was going somewhere and I entered the public transport and I just met someone, and you know we vibed, but I noticed that it was my energy was showing, giving off the like overtly interested type of vibe. So I now decided to tone it down. It surprised me that I was so like observant of my own self. I was like out of my body looking at myself. That kind of a thing. And like, oh no, 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 no. This is not the first time. It has happened before where I observed and I toned it down. But today, um things went well, and it was much, I enjoyed the conversation and everything, but things went perfectly well from my readings, from what I saw and everything. So it's, most guys have that energy of chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing, and when most times you approach a woman, it rubs off on them as you are too needy, and decide, then you start asking yourself, why is it that this girl is pulling back, you know so those are the things that sometimes we don't even understand why women reject us. Just at a glance, they just see us, they just reject us. And these are one of the factors that could contribute to that, the fact that you are overly interested, you are interested in a way that is not seductive, that is not attractive to a woman, and she begins to wonder, do you actually get boxes? Do you actually have a girlfriend, or do you actually have ever had any intimate stuff with women? She starts questioning your your masculinity. So those are the things that, for me, you know I've started observing and addressing them and calibrating my emotions, and the way I move when it comes to women, because I saw a video this morning on YouTube about, you know, a chaser and the is it a player's I think it's a player's frame. Yeah, a player's frame. Yeah, a player's frame. So a player's frame and someone that chases are two different things. So those are the things you just have to nuances. You have to kind of calibrate, to just be good with women. And in your dating life, sometimes we show a lot of interest in the relationship at the get-go, which is very detrimental to the success of that relationship, because at the end of the day you should see yourself at the foot, and you are putting the girl on a pedestal, and you are the one that is begging for the relationship when it's not supposed to be so. So it's just all about balance and understanding the dynamics when it comes to relationship. That's why you will see in certain relationships the woman is always leading the man. It's because of how they started the relationship. It's because once you start badly, you end badly. Once you start well, you probably will end well. So these are just my thoughts, and one of my struggles I do sometimes do happens to me. Some people would, I'm just being vulnerable right now, because I know a lot of people claim like, oh, they are like gurus, they know, like they don't have any fault or stuff like that. I don't still see myself as a player. I will never see myself like that way, but I'm just a student of life, and I tend to observe my environment and see ways I can fix my inner workings and just be the best version of myself. So, and which is one of those things that I encourage everybody to just do. There are things you see that you don't like in yourself. You try as much as possible to, if it's something that can be fixed, try as much as possible to do what's best in that scenario and just fix it. If it's something that can be fixed, it could be a character flaw, it could be a behavioral pattern. You fix it, it's not a big deal. So that's it, guys. Today was just, I enjoyed today the conversation I had with the girl I met. So it just helped me realize that, yeah, I'm doing it. There's a lot of progress, compared to before. So I'm just a little bit excited about the fact that there's progress. So it's one of those things I struggle with when it comes to dating, and that's reality. A lot of people would never tell you this. They will just sweep it under the carpet and just move on and think things will just work out well, and not knowing that it's little by little, poco a poco. That was one of the the lines I learned in art class when I was in junior secondary school. So poco a poco, life is little by little. So I don't know if I pronounced it well, but but that was it, guys. I hope this video throws more light, enlightens you guys, encourages you guys to just make the best version of yourself. And we'll speak again in the next video. Have a great day and stay blessed. Bye.